talk about why I'm so persistent on everything and how I approach never giving up, what I'm thinking about, and how I accomplish goals over the long term, and how it seems to be that I change my whole life over and over and over again, yet still manage to succeed. And I want to share these insights because I think they could be really helpful to your state of mind when the deepest parts of your subconscious might bubble up and go one way. I'm hoping that the way I see it brings you to a new direction of thinking. So let's start with talking about being persistent. You'll hear me mention persistent. Oh, I failed, but I'm persistent. I've failed, but I'm getting back up. Okay, I've failed, but I'm looking at it this way. You could look at things as failure, failure, failure. But I look at it as like walking. So every step that you take, you're just letting gravity take you. You fall, and then you catch yourself with your foot, and then you move forward, and you keep falling and catching, and you get where you need to go. And the less you focus on each step, the more you can focus on your goal, and you can enjoy it, and it becomes kind of habit. You don't really think about it too much, the actual act of walking, right? So I look at failing as walking, and I'm just going to a goal. And sometimes I do get turned around, so to speak, and I have to realize I'm in a dead end or whatever, and I just turn around, just start failing the other way. But I eventually get somewhere else from where I'm at, and that's the key. The key is, as long as you're moving and you're trying things and you're failing, you're still making progress. You're getting out of where you are. And even if you are getting deeper, that's just like, it's just a learning thing of like going the wrong way. Like, oh, I should have looked at this beforehand. I should have looked at the metaphor of a compass, been like, oh, I actually wanted to go north. Why didn't I look? Why didn't I look ahead? And this is how you learn for the next time. But let's take a couple examples of what persistence can do. So let's take dieting. If you cut 500 calories out of your day every day, on average 500 for most people, you will lose weight. You will lose on an average of 1 pound a week, which is great. And if you can hold yourself to that and you just don't care and you're just like, yeah, I'll just cut 500, in like a year, you'll have, like, with very, very little effort, the body that you wanted, the lower body fat percent. It's hard. I mean, fitness is tough, but that's kind of how it goes. Same with like fasting. So when I do the multiple day fasts, I look at it as like, it's going to work. Every minute that goes by, every day that goes by, I'm losing a significant amount of weight, and I'm regenerating like cellular, on a cellular level. Autophagy is kicked in, and it just keeps growing, and through persistence. Like, no matter how many hard times, I just keep fasting, keep going, and it gets better and better and better, and I'm making progress. And you can think of like the belief system of it as like, if you were to take yourself and you put yourself on an island with no food, you just have water, right? No food. After 15 days, you will lose weight. After one day, you will lose weight. And that just has to do with like every minute that goes by matters. So being persistent, say in sales or general business, persistence, you don't have to go so hard. You go as far as, or as strong, and push as much as you can within the idea that you can go further, or that you can stretch it out day to day to day to day and not get burnt out. So persistence is, I believe, more important than hustle, but that doesn't mean that I don't believe in hustle. I think the word of hustle and how I always approached it was too intense without understanding of where it comes from. So now, my biggest word that I think about all the time is action. What action can I take to accomplish what I'm trying to do? And looking at that word action is so, so powerful. And if you ask yourself, what can I do about this right now? It is the most important thing that you can do if you have any goals of any sort. And if you don't have any goals, be like, okay, well, what actions can I do to find out my new goals, find out new hobbies, meet more people, whatever it is. What are the steps? Most people are too lazy to even just do that step. Usually the first step and the hardest one for most people is make a list. Just write down stuff, journal, meditate. These are basic things that for some reason people have an aversion to. Oh, I can't meditate. I don't know how. Oh, I get distracted. It's bullshit. You can meditate. Everybody can. It's the dumbest thing to think that you can't do it. And yeah, if you fail at everything, then yeah, that's probably where it starts, because you think you can't do something. But I say you can take the action, you can try to meditate, and you keep doing it every day. Guess what? You're going to get good at it. I mean, imagine like you're doing anything. You pick up golfing. You've never golfed before, and you do it every single day. You spend a half an hour every single day golfing. A year later, you're going to be good at golf. It doesn't matter how many YouTube videos or books you read or don't read. If you are doing the thing over and over and over every day, persistent and being persistent, you're going to get better. It comes down to action. And everything else is just the mindset that drives you and keeps you going and pushing towards it. The YouTube videos, this is what I was talking last time, is about the action. But it ties into the same thinking here about being persistent. So, yeah, last video, what are the actions you can take? This video, about being persistent in progress and looking at things as like, it doesn't matter if you're failing. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. Look at that as like walking. So one of my favorite metaphors is a rocket ship. It's, if you send it out on a trajectory towards, like, say, Earth to the moon, it's only on course like 1 or 2% of the time. The rest of the time is just getting back on course. It's just little rockets going and just fixing its course. But it's really only on the correct trajectory 1 to 2% of the time that it's actually in flight. So if you think about the world this way, is like, be more deliberate and minimalist with your goals. Pick one and just be persistent with it, and you'll actually find that it takes way less time. And if one of your goals, which I recommend, being more efficient and finding out ways to increase your free time and more time in your day, and you focus only on 1 or 2 goals and you get rid of a couple garbage things, you're going to be so much better off. You're going to be light years ahead of yourself if you just kept having social media on your phone and texting people and DMing people and, just being distracted by the outside world, when you can just focus on your own and just become better. And the better you become, those people come anyways. So I hope you take action, become persistent. Until next time, cheers.